In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use an isometric grid to create a 3D building plan. Now here we are in separated mode, which you can find out more about in our other tutorials. And we have another document open, which is a 2D floor plan, which we created in another grids tutorial. I'm going to use this as a reference to build our isometric design. So to begin with, in this new document, I want to display my grid, which I can do by holding down the command key and pressing the quotations mark key. As you can see, the automatic grid is overlaid on my page. To switch this into an isometric grid, from the View menu, select Grid and Axis Manager. And as you can see, Show Grid is selected because we've already switched it on, and Use Automatic Grid is selected as default. We want to switch this off and then use the advanced options. Now in the advanced options, we've got this mode here, which is standard by default, which gives you the grid that you can see behind. If you select this pop-up menu, there's lots of options for different grids you can select, from isometric, dimetric, trimetric, oblique, as well as triangular and creating your own square or triangular custom grids. You can use any grids you want. I'm more comfortable using isometric grids, so I'm going to select this option. This is a preset which populates the rest of the dialog, creating a first axis and second axis setup for you. That's all we need to look at for the moment, so I'm going to close that dialog and we can begin working on our design. First, I'm going to rename this layer Outline. And this is where we're going to set up a very basic outline of our floor plan. Before we begin designing, we want to ensure that snapping is switched on, as it is here, and we want to have a look at the snapping options available. As you can see, there's an option to snap to grid. If we select this, we can deselect everything else in the dialog. This means when we're working with our document, any actions we do will automatically snap to the grid lines you can see. We're going to be using the pen tool for most of this tutorial, and we'll be using it in either polygon or line mode. So I'm going to select polygon mode here, and as you can see, it snaps to the grid lines. Now I'm going to begin by replicating this set of walls here. So it's 1 square by 4 squares by 1 square. So again, 1 square by 4 squares by 1. Now with polygon option selected, once you've drawn your first set of curves, you then press escape twice to deselect those set of curves. Now I'm going to continue to draw these lines to give a very simple outline of our drawing. Now I initially started in the wrong position as my drawings come off the page, but we can rectify this quite easily. If we select the layer, using the move tool, we can reposition it and it will snap to the grid. I think there should work well. And then we can continue drawing on our grid as before. Now I've gone wrong here because this is slightly wider than it's shown on the plans here, but that's no problem. Using the node tool, we can select both the lines which are affected, click one, using the shift key, select the second one, and then select all the nodes that are affected. Using the shift key, select each node that's affected. And what we're then going to do is drag them in all together, and as you can see, they all snap. And that's now the design that's set up here. And then we can carry on drawing. I'm going to switch to line mode to create these inner walls here. Line mode is handy if you simply want a single line connected by 2 nodes. I use command and the quotation marks to hide the grid again. There you can see our simple outline created on an isometric grid. In the next part of the tutorial, I'm going to be building this up to create a full 3D model of our design. Thanks for watching.